When it comes to video games, there are no video game characters more iconic than Mario. Say what you will about your Sonic the Hedgehogs and your Minecraft Steves and your Fortnite Jonesies, but try as they might, they will never have the same impact as Mario. He's the definitive video game all-star, the Mickey Mouse of the gaming world. He's as iconic as Batman, Bugs Bunny, and Bruce Lee, and that fame isn't unearned. The series has no bad games, it's easy to pick up and play for practically every title in the series, and the only IP that possibly rivals it in terms of long-lived star power is Pokemon. That's not even mentioning all the things he's been in besides video games. Serials, a few short-lived cartoons, a barrage in toys and merchandise, board games including a Monopoly board, and even an upcoming movie starring Pratt and Jack Black. It's undeniable. Mario's the king, nay, the emperor of gaming. But what's his origin story?
That's right, I heard the story over and over again.
Yeah, you don't need to hear his origin story, but because of YouTube law, I have to deliver it anyway. From the top. Mario first appeared in Donkey Kong. Then he got his brother Luigi in the 1983 Mario Bros. Arcade game. You know what else happened in 1983? The crash of 1983. Yeah, nobody wanted to play video games anymore because almost all of them were on par with the current mobile gaming market. Enter Nintendo, who made a killing with their new Famicom console in Japan. After a failed deal with Atari, which coincidentally also happened in 1983, Nintendo said,
"Fine. I'll do it myself."
and marketed it to the West as the Nintendo Entertainment System. Packed in every box was Super Mario Bros., along with a promise of quality control, and that made everyone happy, and video games were now put back in business. So the question on all of our minds over 35 years later, does it still hold up? Before we get into the gameplay, let's start with that plot. As is tradition with games in the 80s, the plot is contained in the manual. Once upon a time, Bowser Koopa and the Koopa Troopa tribe used their black magic to turn the mushroom people into stones, bricks, and horsetail plants, and only Princess Toadstool knows the cure for the curse. But unfortunately, she's been captured by Bowser himself. So now it's up to Mario and Luigi to rescue her so she can undo the spell. Two things. One, I know thousands of people have made the joke about Mario killing the mushroom people when he breaks a block,
Real f***ing original.
but he's clearly separating them. Two, this is the only game, or rather manual, to even hint that the Koopa Troopas have any source of magic. Any other time, it's only Kamek and the Magic Koopas who use magic. What, does this breed of Koopa Troopa have bile sacs the other Koopas didn't get? I know I'm jumping the gun here, but come on. Well, we don't get an answer to that question, nor do we see Princess Toadstool actually use the spell to turn the mushroom people back to normal. Then again, it's not like they had the technology to pull off cutscenes back then. Ah well. So as Mario, or Luigi if you're the unfortunate soul stuck as player 2, it's your job to traverse across the 8 worlds and rescue the princess at the end of the game. You move with the D-pad, run faster with B, and jump with A. You get power-ups and coins by hitting the underside of question mark blocks and some brick blocks. These power-ups range from a mushroom that allows you to take an extra hit and makes you bigger, fire flowers that allow you to throw fireballs with the B button, and starmen that make you temporarily invincible. There's also the rare 1-up mushroom which gives you an extra life. Another way to get extra lives is by grabbing 100 coins. In order to get these, simply hit certain blocks or run into them. They are everywhere and make me feel really good collecting them. You end every stage by touching the flagpole at the end of the level, or by touching the axe at the end of the castle behind Bowser in the case of the castle levels. Here's the tip. Touching the flagpole while the last digit of the timer is either 1, 3, or 6 will net you 1, 3, or 6 fireworks respectively. Getting to the flagpole or axe is no walk in the park though, as there are a number of enemies Mario must face in order to save the kingdom. First are the Goombas, who the manual details are traitors to the Mushroom Kingdom, and just like a certain other group of traitors, their legacy will always be taking the fattest L in history. Jump on them or throw a fireball at them, and they're in gods recently deleted. Next are the Koopa Troopas, who come in two varieties. Red ones are smart and turn around at ledges, while green ones walk off like lemmings. Jump on and kick them at other enemies, or simply burn them alive with fireballs. Their winged brethren, the Paratroopas, are either jump or patrol an area in the sky. Jumping on them removes the wings. Buzzy Beetles are like green Koopas, except they're immune to fireballs. After beating the game, playing again will replace the Goombas with Buzzy Beetles. Piranha plants pop in and out of pipes and can be killed by throwing fireballs. For some reason, they don't pop up if Mario is on the pipe, or even on the sides of it. How odd. You'd think they'd capitalize on that moment, but no. Anywho, Spinies are a lot like Goombas, except they can't be jumped on. Typically, they're thrown out of Lakitu, an annoying asshole who chases you through some levels, and always stays out of Mario's reach most of the time. Bullet bills are metal rockets you can jump on, and that's that. Cheap Cheeps either swim in water levels or jump at you from below if you're on a bridge. Bloopers actually make more of an effort to chase you, but they can't touch you if you're on the ground, or crouching as Small Mario. Use that to your advantage. But I saved the worst enemy for last, the Hammer Brothers. These obnoxious older cousins endlessly chuck their hammers at Mario, and the only way to beat them is either hit the block they're on or by throwing a fireball at them, because jumping on them will result in you getting hit yourself. What's that? You're Small Mario and they're on the ground? Well, you better hope you have enough momentum to run under them when they jump, because jumping over them is a death sentence. As far as the music goes, it's catchy. Very catchy. Show me someone who doesn't know the overworld theme, and I will show you a lying liar who lies. Here's a hint. They're the same person. Nothing really gets annoying when I'm playing the game, but I don't listen to it when studying or working on projects. Even still, the music is good. Damn good. Especially for 1985 video games. In fact, I can't think of a single soundbite in this game that genuinely annoys me. And that's saying something, especially for the era. As far as flaws go, there's really only a few I can think of. Like, for example, when I'm running at top speed, I find myself packing a lot more momentum than I need, but it's really only a problem in certain levels where there's small platforms. But even then, it's not really anything I'll lose sleep over. I'm also not too fond of becoming Small Mario when I'm hit while I'm Fire Mario, but this game isn't too hard anyway, and it's fixed in later entries, so it's not that big of a deal. And I know a lot of people complain about not being able to go back in a level, but I'm not too bothered, since what reason would you need to go back for anything at all? There's no star coins like in the new Super Mario Bros. Series, or any collectibles for that matter. The only reason you need to go back is maybe for a power-up, but even then, they're already peppered throughout the levels anyway, so there's not really much of a point to get mad over. In other words, while the flaws are noticeable, they're not really deal breakers. They're not anything to write home about or get worked up over. In fact, I think this game is good. Very good. While it is the first in the series, it doesn't have that weird quirk a lot of other firsts in their respective series have, where I always have to think twice before playing because of some weird flaw. So that's why my final rating for this game is a ham sandwich out of 10. It's nothing groundbreaking, especially not by today's standards, but it's a good gap filler and something everyone should try. Correction, something everyone who matters should try. Thanks for watching. This is honestly quite different from my normal content. If you want to see more reviews like this one, then subscribe, hit the bell, and like. And with that, I'll see you next time. This has been BlueBladerBot signing off.